Students, in this lesson we shall learn about verbs. Verb is a part of speech. We all know this. In the beginning we shall learn the definition of a verb. A verb is a word that denotes an action or a state. I'm repeating, a verb is a word that denotes an action or a state. Or in other words, we may say that verb is a word that tells us something about the subject in a sentence. Now, we should know that the word verb has come from a Latin word. The Latin word is verbum, V-E-R-B-U-M. Verbum means a word. Since verb is the most important word in a sentence, it is called so. I'm repeating the word. It's a Latin word. It is verbum, V-E-R-B-U-M. Now there are different types of verbs. Okay, before going on to that, I should tell you that a verb may consist of a single word and it may also consist of more than one word. For example, if I say the boys play in the field, the verb consists of a single word, play. But if I say the boys are playing in the field, in this case the verb is consisting of more than one word. Are playing. So the verb consists of two words. Now, verbs may be classified in different ways. In one way, verbs are of two types, finite verbs and non-finite verbs. Now, what is a finite verb? When the form of a verb changes according to the change of the tense of the sentence or according to the change of subject, it is called finite verb. And what is a non-finite verb? When the form of the verb does not change, it remains fixed, then it is non-finite verb. The tense may change in this case, but the non-finite verb will not change. Now I'm giving you a few examples. For example, my father has gone to market to buy fish. This is in present perfect tense and the finite verb is has gone, because if I turn this sentence into present continuous tense, it becomes my father is going to market to buy fish. Has gone becomes is going here, but the verb to buy remains fixed. Now if I change this into simple past tense, my father went to market to buy fish. So here also is going becomes went, but to buy, this part, this verb remains fixed. So is going or the verb go is finite here and the verb buy is non-finite in this sentence. I'm giving you another example. The boy plays in the field in the afternoon. But if I change the subject, if I say I, then I will say I play in the afternoon or they play in the afternoon. Since the subject is changing, if we'll all know that in simple present tense or present indefinite tense, if the subject is third person singular, then we have to add s or es with the verb. But if the subject is any other person, like first person, second person or third person plural, then we do not have to add s or es. So in this case, the verb is changing according to the change of subject. So again I'm saying, repeating, when the form of a verb changes according to the change of tense or according to the change of subject, then it is a finite verb. And when the form of a verb does not change and it remains fixed, then it is a non-finite verb. Non-finite verbs are of three types. Number one, gerund. Number two, infinitive. Number three, participle. Now these three non-finite verbs are to be learned in detail in different lessons. Now in another way, verbs can be classified into two types. Action verbs are of two types, transitive verb and intransitive verb. Now, transitive means passing over and intransitive means not passing over. When the action of the verb passes over from its doer to something else, it is called a transitive verb. And when the action of the verb does not pass over from its doer or the subject to something else, it is called intransitive verb. For example, transitive verb takes an object. The action of the verb passes over to its object. Giving you examples, it will make it clear. The boy is playing football. Playing what? Football. The action of the verb is passing over from the subject, from the doer to football. I have taken my lunch. Here also the action of the verb is passing over from the subject to the object, my lunch. So transitive verbs have take an object. In some cases it takes two objects also. For example, Mr. Roy teaches me mathematics. Here teaches whom? Me. Teaches what? Mathematics. So there are two objects, me and mathematics. So the simplest way to identify an object of a verb is to place what or whom after the object and ask a question. You have to place what or whom after the object and ask a question. And if you get an answer, the answer is the object of the verb. Suppose we are reading newspaper. Reading what? Newspaper. He is playing Ludo. Playing what? Ludo. My mother loves me. Loves whom? Me. So these are all objects. Now, in the sentence that I said a few seconds ago, Mr. Roy teaches me English, or Mr. Roy teaches me mathematics. Teaches whom? Me. Teaches what? Mathematics. So in this sentence there are two objects. Now the animate object or the living being is called the indirect object, and the inanimate object is called the direct object. So in this case, me is the indirect object and English or mathematics is the direct object. Now intransitive verb means intransitive verbs do not take any object. The action of the verb does not pass over from the subject to anything else. So, for example, I'm reading, the boys are playing, he sings well. So in these cases, the meanings of the verbs are complete, but the action of the verb is not passing over to something else. There is one more kind of verbs, that is a verb of incomplete predication. For example, if I say he is a good boy, here the meaning of the verb is not complete. If I say he is, the meaning is not complete. The verb requires a word or more than one word to complete its meaning. He is a singer. He is a good boy. So these verbs are called verbs of incomplete predication, and the words that complete the meaning of the verb is called complement. C-O-M-P-L-E-M-E-N-T, complement. C-O-M-P-L-I-M-E-N-T, complement means praise or admiration. Here it is C-O-M-P-L-E-M-E-N-T, complement. It means something that completes. For example, I'm giving you another example. The girl looks pretty. If I say the girl looks, the meaning becomes incomplete. The girl is looking at the blackboard, the girl is looking at the sky. Here the meaning of the look is different. He's looking at something, she's looking at something. But if I say the girl looks pretty, the man looks handsome, here the meaning of the verb look is incomplete without the words pretty and handsome. So here also the verb look is a verb of incomplete predication, and the words pretty, handsome, these are all complements of these verbs. So this is what we learned about verbs in short, but the chapter is to be learned in detail.